Diablo's podcast, my friend. Gonna have a good time, my friend. Gonna have a really good time, my friend. What do we do? What do we do? We look at heavy metal news. Heavy metal news. Come on, baby. Come on, girl. Come on over to the new podcast, episode 207. Having some fun. I'm gonna take you to heaven. With the heavy metal, hard rock, heavy metal news. Thanksgiving time. Gotta gobble, yum, yum. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Shibidi-boo, shibidi-bop. Come on, baby, let's give it a slap. Welcome back, one and all, to a, well, you know what day it is, right? We don't really celebrate it, but you know what day this is. You were saying to yourself, there's no way Shane's going to do a podcast on this holiday, or this alleged holiday season we've been celebrating for all these years. No, I'm going to do one, because what else to do? You're going to hear some background noises because people are moving things around. We are having some Korean barbecue tonight. My beloved son and his girlfriend is coming over. But you're past this now, so this is the last mention of that specific day because we're past it now. You're watching 207 of the Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo podcast. Very guitar heavy. I feel some extra energy on that. That the way I was playing that, I felt like it was pretty good. So I've still got this kind of pumped up energy going. Like, you did it. You did it. Let me have a drink of this so I can cool down and calm down a little bit. Very guitar-centric episode this time around. You guitar players are going to shit on yourselves with how much guitar news we've got. And, I mean, do I need to tell you who that man is sitting right there in front of me, behind me, almost behind me, like I'm sitting right in front of him, hoping for him to noodle off a tune for me? It's Mille Peterozza of Kreator. Now, slightly off center of what we're going on here. I watched that show, Waste Some Time with Jason Green. It's fairly entertaining if you kind of like a slow drawl and he just walks around. He's a tour manager guy. But I have beef because he was at the NAMM show. And I says, I'll watch Jason Green go through the NAMM show. And he goes through the NAMM show and he gets over to the guitar section and he says, Mille Peterozza. I don't know who the hell that is, but someone will have to explain that to me. And I thought to myself, damn you, sir. That is the fine German thrash metal legend Mille Peterozza there, sir. His guitars. That's who that is. Another one he didn't know, Bill Kelleher. He goes, oh yeah, whoever Bill Kelleher is next to Kirk Hammett. You're really doing... He made some snarky remark, and I wanted to reach right through that TV and just lovingly grab his plump cheeks and say, sir, that Mr. Bill Kelleher is the fine guitar player for blanking the Mastodon. It's okay because you know how many times you guys have said to me, Shane, what are you talking about? Last week I had to tell you who that was in that video reaction you did. So I'm not being judgmental at all. Welcome, one and all. I hope you are doing well. I am you, you are me. Yes, we are all one, and we're sitting here, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm loving you. And I'm saying, don't let anybody break of that stride. Let me tell you what it's like, my friends, when you legitimately look in the mirror, you tell yourself, I fucking love you. I truly, deeply love you and appreciate the meat sack that you have been those so many years. Still ticking, still up and moving. All right? And you say, thank you for that, and then you just stop giving a shit about everything. It's okay. Yes, you love your wife. Yes, you love your kids. Yes, you love your brother. Yes, you love it. Get over that. We got to understand that. But when you just stop giving a shit about everything, it just feels so good. Let's do it. Let's get into it. I feel like I've got everything going on here, and a few stories we will not be talking about. Do we got Marty? Yes, we do. You know, there was so much shit. We're going to watch Peter Criss do a version of Beth just very, very recently. Because the only other things to watch was what? AC/DC Live or watch Nuno Betancourt. It would have been a full Monty of guitar players. I got to bust it up a little bit. So we got a lot of guitar stories, and we got a lot of, and one, Catman. And of course, all your comments. There's a lot there. I'm surprised by that. Maybe things are starting to spin and spiral up into that wonderful way, and people are finding this fantastic heavy metal news experience. They're enjoying it. They're loving it. They're sending it to their families and friends around the world. They're translating it on different websites and languages and stuff. And we're just having fun with the heavy metal news. I'm not going to waste another moment of your time here. I know that it's precious for you, so let's get onto it. There he is. What's he got? He's got his pixie doodle there. That's his pointing finger. And he's got that on those strings, as if to say, wait till you see what I'm going to do with them. That is Mille Peterozza, and what I found interesting about this is not only Kreator is a great band, and by the way, side off-topic story, if you're into dramas, the band Vitriol, you can put Shane Diablo Vitriol. We've done them before on the channel, but this death metal band is like extreme metal band, right? They literally, the band and crew quit on the only remaining original member and left him at a gas station. And that's happening now. I didn't want to dirge too deep into it because he talks about nose beers. I'm sorry, pal, but no. But just get into that because it's quite the little tale going on back and forth. Another reason why I wanted to bring that up is because last night I was watching the guitar player for that band. I think his name's Keith Merrow. And him and the rest of that band just quit on the guy. But I watched this rig rundown of his shit, and he's got the most insane looking Back to the Future fucking pedal set I have ever seen in my life. There's not a sound in the world that thing couldn't make. Go look it up. I think he's got a YouTube channel. Anyways, it is now. I'm giving you so much heavy metal news just in a constant machine gun blast. Now I'm going to slow it down and give you this tasty piece. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I love music talk, riff writing, rocking. And he says, finding the riff is only 10% or perhaps 15% of the whole composition. And that's true. But it starts with a riff, right? No matter how you get there, acoustic guitar, bass, whatever you do, it's all about the riff. In a new interview with Coffee with Ola, very good. He's from Sweden, I think. The YouTube program hosted by Ola England, of the Swedish guitar player, record producer, and owner of Solar Guitars. Mille Peterozza of German, Finnish, French, thrash metal veterans, Kreator. That's the first time I'd ever known that and heard. Spoke about the band's upcoming 16th studio album, Crushers of the World, which will arrive on January 16th in the 2026 via Nuclear Blast Records. Fine people. The LP was recorded at Fascination Street Studios in Örebro, Sweden. Now, anyone that just got that beautiful, almost perfect singing thing that I did there, get yourself a Diet Coke if you know who I was actually singing there perfectly, and it sounded just like it. Heading to Sweden with producer Jens Björkgren. Björkgren's previous helmed Kreator's Phantom Antichrist. That's a good record. I really love that one. And Gods of Violence, 2017 LP, and the Crushers of the World cover artwork was created by Polish genius Zbigniew Bielak. And he's done stuff for Ghost. Zbigniew Bielak. That is one hell of a name. Because it's almost like big news. Here's the big news, man. You want to know there's a big news? Is that what that is? Polish Genius. It's a big news. Regarding his songwriting process, Mille said, in part as transcribed by uns, the thing is, it's like a puzzle. Once you start coming up with all these riffs, and then you think, maybe it's a little bit above what I am able to play. But I rehearse, and if I get into practice, and if I get into the mindset, I might be able to do this at one point. Which is not when we go into the studio, but it might be when we play the first 5 shows on the tour, and then everything starts to flow. Beautiful. I mean, I used to say this, and I will say this again. There was a kind of I used to say Kreator is one of those bands that had no oopsie doodles in their catalog, but did they have kind of a little oopsie in there? I feel like I heard something recently where I was like, well, and the lyrics, this is mine. The lyrics, most of the time, they're first. So he's got himself a lyric book. There was some triumphant songs on that Super Christ Andy Sar Super Heaps. And there needs to be an idea. And when I have a lyrical idea, then I come up with the riff. And the riff, I don't want to limit myself. Once I want them to be a little spectacular or something, once that not everybody can just play right away, but also harmonically. Once they need it to be nice for my voice. And he does pair that nicely, doesn't he? His voice, well, first off, his voice is you can spot it. Did anyone see that weird video once of Kreator, and they're on a TV show, and it's really strange because I think they're doing, what song are they doing? But Ghost Singer. It's I think, well, what's a Kreator song they got about God is here, God is, I can't think of it right now. But the Ghost Singer dude's just on stage at a backup mic. It's really weird. Go try and hunt that down if you can. Once I wanted a little spectacular and something that not everyone can just sit down and noodle off right away. Once they cannot just sit down and go, that was easy for me to learn. What is he going to do next? Something more easy for me to learn? I just noodle it up. But also harmonically, once they need to be nice for my voice, for my mid-rangey kind of voice, in order to work in live situations. But in the end of the day, in my experience, it was always good to play a little bit above your abilities. But at some point, it makes you a better musician because you challenge yourself. Once it doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's the riff have to be complicated at any cost. Once if they're cool and they have very easy to play, they make a great song also. So I think you always have to find whatever best for this song. And I think finding the riff is only 10%. There it is. The only 10% or 15% of the whole composition. But it is very important, especially in metal. Oh, Olaf, come in. After Ola England noted that for him personally, riffs constitute 90% of the songwriting process. So what was I saying before? 10, 15%? There's different exceptions to this rule. And that exception is when Ola say 90%. No, I don't know how Metallica write their songs. You should. Shouldn't everyone know how Metallica writes their songs? Don't they put out those epic gee whiz? For every album, there's like a 50-hour, cameras in their, what do they call that? The Metallica manhole? Metallahole? Have you seen those on their channel where you can watch them just roping around in their lugs? And by the way, there's a commercial that we could have played of Ozzy Osbourne. He's going to have a whole line of lugs. Rest in peace, dear Ozzy. Ozzy, he's right here. We love him. But he's Oz. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they've got a whole line of Uggs coming out for you. Is that a shoe brand, or is it those big Muffy shoes, those big rubber things? Oh, it says something about Tool down here. Let's get down to that. So the formula, there's no certain formula that works for every band. So when I said 10 or 15% is the riff and you saying 90%, it doesn't necessarily have to be my way or your way. And we can still resonate in a good, perfect place. And I think for my band and for my style of song, Mr. Ola, it always worked quite well to have a lyrical theme or sometimes even just some chorus. Now I see what Ola was saying. He has to depend on 90% of the riff because he doesn't have the lyrical song idea. Whereas Mr. Mille only has to give 10 to 15% on the riff itself because he already has vocal melody in mind. I'm not proghead. He's not a proghead. And I like it when you can remember the songs. I like catchy stuff. And I'm not a proghead. I love Rush. Don't get me wrong. And I love Tool. And early stuff. Let's be clear on that one. I'm with you. I am with you, Mille. I proudly jumped off the round lateralis. And I know people say, well, shame on you for that, but that's okay. It's you know, and it's still, I am you and you are me, right? We are all one having a different experience. So therefore, even though I don't care for anything past lateralis, I'm appreciative that you do. Because I'm still enjoying that somewhere else. Except for in here. So thank you for that. Me, wherever you are. Me watching me now. They have this, hold on, I was going to explain Tool and Rush together. And the early stuff from Tool. But I also like songwriting. And I think, for example, a band like Tool and Rush, they have this in between. They have great songs, but they have weird rhythms. Some would say, off time, funky. No one would say funky. Maybe a little bit of Rush riffs would be funky. And so it makes me, as a listener, it makes it enjoyable. But it's just too complicated for the sake of it. It's not my taste. On the topic of how, okay, well, I think we got there. Let's just see what he's going to talk about on this topic. On the topic of how the songs for Crushers of Cephal coming together, Mille said, the way I write is I just record demos. I have a friend, Andy Postech, that has a great studio. Once he plays in a band called Any Given Day. They're a really good band. I've heard of that name. Isn't it like a punk rock band? Isn't Any Given Day like, they're either, Any Given Day is either punk rock, pop punk. Oh, any given day, girl, blah, blah, blah. Or it's fucking hardcore. It's the only two options. And they're a really good band. And this time when I recorded the demos almost sounded like the album. Because it was so detailed. The drums sounded so great. And the way we recorded the riffs, the song quality of the demos was really good. Now, what's your label? Okay? Millie, what's your label? You might want to keep this part out of you said. So once they gave us some money to record the album, we said, what do you say? We just put it in our buckets and tell them this is it. I wonder if there's ever been a band to do that. Of course there has, right? They say, we're giving you $100,000. That's the first thing every single band thinks, right? Wouldn't that be it? You're signed to a record label, regardless of the size of the record label or whatever. The first thing they do is, okay, we're giving you $30,000 to record the record, okay? And you go, fuck, we've done demos in 2 weeks for $1,000. It's the first thought. And they say, now you be responsible with that 30, and don't forget that you're paying us back the 30 plus the interest that we're putting on the 30 every 30 days, okay? I think we're done with this. Millie, we love you to death. Once everybody loves somebody sometimes. Everybody once is different, but I think it can really help you if you make a proper recording of a song that you have in mind with electronic drums and all digital stuff. So he lays down the beats too, like Vinnie Vincent. All right, let's get on. Marty Friedman here. I mean, I told you it's pretty heavy hard rock guitar today. But Marty says he feels like he's still trying to pay his dues every single day. And to that I say, Marty, my God. I mean, my love, listen to me. You don't need to try to do anything, okay? You don't need to try to do anything in life because you're a wonderful person. And you want to know why I know you're a wonderful person? Because I am you and you are me. And I'm a wonderful person. And so you don't need to go out there and try to do anything. You don't need to try to impress anyone. You don't have to try to do anything. You just have to be your own perfect self, Mr. Marty. You have to be your own perfect self. And so you, sir, don't need to pay damn dues to nobody. Okay? And another thing is you are absolutely beloved in Japan. So that hurts the hearts of the Japanese people when you say things like that. And that is an intense face that he has there. And a very thick, muscular looking neck. Isn't it? I mean, that looks like he looks like he's got them big lats that go straight down from it, right? And a guy like that, well, a guy with lats like that, he says, I ain't ever paying no dues to nobody. What do you think of that? I ain't a dues payer. And I ain't gonna pay dues on no one. You wanna try and get me to pay dues? Ain't gonna happen. Marty Friedman still feels like he is paying his dues every single day. Every day I wake up. Here's what you do every morning when you wake up. The first thing you do when you wake up is you don't go, you breathe. And just on the whisper of your lips you say, thank you. Sit up and begin the day. What you should do. In a new interview with Radjet. That's a hot magazine, isn't it? I hope he didn't have to pay any dues, like get a membership to Radjet before they says, let's do an interview with him. In a new interview with Radjet, former Megadeth guitarist Marty Friedman elaborated on his previous comments that the problem with paying your dues is it never ends, even when you achieve your ultimate goals. Asked if he sometimes still feels that he is paying his dues right now. Marty, he says every single day. Every single day. And that can be in all caps if you'd like to put in your publication. It just never really ends. I'm not complaining about it. But I think it's interesting that you picked up on that because it's an important thing because, well, it's important, myself included. I'm not complaining about it, but I think it's interesting that you picked up on that, because it's an important thing, because myself included also too, and most people in their teens think once you've and most people in their teens think once you've made it and you've made a record, you're done. You're set on trajectory. Yeah, but you did a good move, like going to Japan and all those people falling in love with you. Trajectories. That's just all the rocking the whole time. But to maintain things and to continue to do new things and to continue to create new, exciting, influential things, it's constantly paying your dues and giving up things that would be possibly more fun. Never do anything that you don't want to do. You do the funnest thing that you want to be doing at that time for you. And do not care how big or small your art is, or what it is that you do. Do it because you love it, and let it go out there. And if people find it and love it and fall in love with it, then that's the way it needs to be. This is the things that I'm learning. There is nothing on the outside to gather. It's all figuring it out on the inside. There's nothing to find, see, seek, learn, anything out. It's all in. So paying your dues, you have paid it, sir. Rest confidently and lovingly and know everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Remember that song from Clutch? Everything's going to be all right. That's what you want. Okay, Mr. Friedman, please hear me. Hear me now. If you're watching this, eye to eye, love to love. When I said, when you wake up in the mornings and you breathe deep and you say thank you, I'm going to add something extra to that. And this is going to change your whole feelings about feeling like you've got to pay dues. And that is, when you wake up in thy morning, in that morrow, okay, you breathe deep. You say thank you. Thank you. And then you say, everything's going to be all right. And then you get out of bed, and by God, you're going to have a good day. You're going to have a damn good day. I don't know if we're ahead or behind on this thing. It's constant. So yeah, it's never ends. And I'm always paying dues, always being disappointed. And that's another thing, Mr. Friedman, that I'll tell you is this is something I've learned, and it's cherished, and I understand it now, is the human loves to let out loud to the universe, to everything that's listening that you cannot comprehend or see with thine eyes. We're always letting out those negatives. And the universe goes, they want more of it. We're getting a reaction. They want more of that. So the more you say, all is well, and you let all that out, beautiful, wonderful, kind, let that out to the world, is what reflects back to you. Okay, so when you say it over the what did he say? Always being disappointed, but not always with everything. But every time something great happens, it only happens because, see, and that's another thing. When a great thing happens, you say, thank you, universe, for that wonderful thing. Because he's going to say the reason why that good thing happened. That's what our brains do. You see that? Watch this. He's going to turn this good thing, even when something good happens, but the only reason it happened that way is because that's the mind saying, you don't deserve it. It's been beat into you. You don't deserve nothing, which is a lie. You deserve everything. Why? It was always yours. Always. So what's he going to say? Watch, listen to what he's going to say. But to maintain things and to continue to do the new things and create exciting, influential things, disappointed, but not always with everything. But every time something great happens, it only happens because you've been disappointed before it. Thank the good things that happen. And when those things happen that you go, are you kidding right now? Look at those as, why was this log put in the middle of the road? This thing that just happened, what was there's a reason for it. It's the universe saying, hey. All right, are we almost done with this too? Friedman defined modern guitar playing with Jason Becker. Indeed, in Cacophony was a key element in the widely successful rise of thrash pioneers Megadeth, and with his Marty-esque improvisations and exotic fusion of Eastern and Western music, has achieved global success with his 15 solo albums. What you bitchin' about, Marty? You've had massive global success with 15 solo albums. You don't worry about, that's you. You know, you're concerning yourself. You're concerning yourself. No one's looking at you paying your dues. You know what? It's like when you go to the beach. You know, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to look so, everyone's going to be looking at me and I'm look ugly. They're going to see my fat and everything like that. It's like, no, they're not. You want to know why? Because they're all up in their heads. They ain't got time to be concerned about the way you look because they're all up in their own thinking they're going to think I'm ugly. When we stop with that and just be yourself, fat, tall, big, small, this, that, bitty, pop, beep, pop, you just be yourself, you're going to be a hell of a lot better off. Because then when someone says something to you, you go, I guess that's your opinion, and how rude of me as you, that other person, having a lower vibrational experience, talk to me that way. But I understand and I forgive you. The reason why I forgive those people that are like, it's because they are on a lower vibrational situation. They can change that at any moment, because with every zippity-doo-dah and with every positive thing, that vibration changes. And so they can drop all of that. But that is still me having an experience. So I look at that person and I say, I'm not happy with the way you're acting right now. But I understand it because you're on a lower vibration. And I'm humming up here. I don't need any negatives. Kirk Hammett's guitar, what? Kirk Hammett's guitar, the one he played at the Back to the Beginning concert with his pals. Have you heard of his band, Metallica? That guitar he's strumming and humming on, $76,000 at auction. I mean, my heavens to Betsy. Isn't it? I mean, just because his toodle noodles, his little tootsies and didgies, and you know, penal wall there, you know, belly button and all that, rubbing up against the back of the guitar, but his digits, his tiddly-doos, tiddlywinks, caress that guitar. Cameras filmed that. It was Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath's final shows, and of course, you know, Ozzy Osbourne's last show, well, at least here in this dimension. I don't know what you're doing up there, Oz. I'll have to find out later on, but the $76,000. Well, we've got to read about it. I don't think they'll put the fellow's name in there. We've also got Matthew Sweet coming up. He's going to talk about, I think he's upset. No one really knows what I go through to write guitar riffs or whatever. And then we're going to watch Peter, and then we're going to get into your comments. Fun. Kirk, the Ham Man. Kirk Hamlet, guitar played at Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning concert, sells for over $76,000 at auction. My. Now, is this guitar going to the charity, or is this just a side treat? A rare custom-built Gibson CE04, that's a good model, guitar played and signed by Metallica's Kirk Hammett, During the historic, yes, indeed, you as I print my lips together and say the words you shall hear, during the historic Back to the Beginning concerto, Ozzy Osbourne's unforgettable final performance in Birmingham this past July has sold for $76,800 at auction. Its estimated sale price was originally predicted to be only about $6,000. That ain't nothing. That's horse shit. 6 G's. You know, put that 7 in front of it. That's when you go, hey, now we're talking. Put another 7 in front of that. Hell, put another 7 in front of that one. Now we got some real numbers going on. You want to keep going with it? Let's go ahead and put another 7 on it, right? Now you got 7 trillion, 7 billion, 7 million, 700 billion, 600. It's the truth, isn't it? What is money? If you think about it. The only thing is that we as a world have collectively agreed or decided that this piece of paper is worth this. It's just a collective agreement that we've all made. Isn't that the truth? And why can't they just print as much of it as they want? If that's indeed the case, and it's just something that we've all collectively agreed on, why can't they just print enough for everyone to have some? In addition to playing the guitar on stage for Metallica's cover of Black Sabbath's Hole in the Sky, Hammett has also signed the instrument, which features a 24.75-inch scale-length mahogany neck, my God, from the woods of the Mohegans. A bound 22-fret ebony fretboard with supreme style split block mother of pearl inlay. A bound open book Gibson headstock. Open book Gibson headstock with custom model inlays. A truss rod cover engraved CEO-4 model. A mahogany body with a flame maple top finish in Ghost Burst. If you ain't wet after me reading that, something wrong with you. There's something seriously damn wrong with you. It includes a hard shell case and Gibson CE. Get the fuck out of here. You mean they got Caesar Guaycayan? Oh my God, they woke him up in the middle of the night. He says, get up. Get up. Hold on. It includes, this is $76,800, people. It includes a hard shell case and Gibson CEO. That is right. Gibson CEO Caesar Guaycayan. Guayacans. Back to the Beginning, backstage pass signed by Caesar. And a custom-made DES guitar strap with strap locks installed. Fucking strap locks. Anyone that's ever been in a band. Fucking strap locks, guitar players. Fucking strap locks. I remember when they just came out, or they were very new back in the 90s. Oh, God, I can sound like that. There's always the talk about it. It's like, it's just to keep the strap on so it doesn't fall off. You don't look like a silly boy when you're at your concert. And that's the first thing that does is you're playing your guitar and it falls off like that. They go, these guys are amateurs. They don't have strap locks. And then everyone out in the audience, while you're sitting there trying to play your fucking song, is talking about how great fucking strap locks are. You know? The guitar was listed for sale, at sale via Schulian's auction as part of its annual Played, Worn, and Torn auction. featuring a genre-defying treasure trove of over, pardon me, I have a burp in there. I want to take a drink, but I don't want to, I don't want to besmirch what I'm saying about Julian's auction. Sometimes I feel like if you put more down there, it kind of gets it to work back up. Played, worn, and torn auction featuring a genre-defining treasure trove of over 800 pieces of music history. This unique SG was part of the Gibson Gives guitar collection. A spectacular lineup of instruments benefiting the Gibson Gives charity. Now I want to know what the charity is. Because when it's the Gibson Gives charity, then that means the Gibson Gives gets to decide what. I want all of it go where it need go. They know what they're doing, Shane. Okay? You don't know a damn thing about the Gibson Company. They're perfectly wonderful people, and they've been around 100 years. Haven't they, Gibson, now? The Kirk Hammett collection was an unprecedented opportunity for collector and music historian to acquire over 150 guitars, storied awards, and stage-played instruments that shaped metal forever. I don't know if I read that properly because I was thinking about this. I think that's a model of a guitar that Jason Green, when he didn't remember Bill Kelleher, I want to say this is a Kirk Hammett model, thus that had been on that wall, and he was saying something about, oh, there's a Kirk Hammett's. Let's get into Michael Sweet. We're humming along here. It's going great. Great soul patch. Look at this guy. I'm not going to say that the last time he was featured on this podcast, we talked and he was shaped some things up there, but I'm feeling like, and it's a little salted, he's saying, by God, I don't need, what would Jesus do, really? Would he put bleach in his, put browning stuff in his hair? I think he'd go, Yeshua, what would you do? He'd say, oh, natural. You're going all natural. And I like this that he's going. He's got those Jim Jones glasses on, but Michael Sweet says, if people only knew how hard I work on guitar parts for Stryper albums. I feel like I'm delivering a fantastic episode to you right now. I don't even have to go to the restroom, nothing. But I would ask do you mind if I have a mint? I'm not trying to be irritating, guys, okay? I'm not trying. If people only knew, if people only knew, how blue, if people only knew. Well, I know how hard you work on stuff, Michael, because I hear it in your rock and roll songs. They just put out a Christmas album. Right piping hot for the 2025 year. Good on you, boys. Let's go in a new interview with Jay Haleman of the Kingdom Builder podcast. Okay. Interesting. I've been playing I don't know how I feel about Kingdoms because I've been playing my Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and I'm out to save the princess, okay? And I'm on a long journey, okay? And I've got to get to the kingdom to get her. Anyways, Stryper guitars vocalist Michael, the sweetest boy. What did we say between Michael and Robert? I want to say that Michael's the sweetest, is the sweet boy. But I may have that backwards. We're going to have to go back to the episodes and find out because Mama Sweet always says, no, Robert was the sweet boy.
Michael was a sweet boy, but Robert was a sweet boy too.
You know, one of them had to have broke out and smoked a cigarette once or something. Come on, dude. You can't be that square your whole life. You gotta get some fucking adventure in your life. That's what this is about. It's a video game. When you look at everyone else or you look at me now, you say, that's me. I am Shane. Shane is sitting here having a podcast, but he is technically me. And I am sitting here as him. We are all one. Smoke a cigarette. Try it, Matthew, Mark, Michael. I don't know what that is, but for my whole life, I've always wanted to say Matthew Sweet. Is that just like I feel like he should have been named that from birth? It's not easy. It's not easy on the road. No. It's not easy. It's not an easy road on the road as a singer. And Mr. Michael says, every musician in a band has to work hard and practice and learn the parts and all that stuff and do their job. And it's hard work, but I think singers have it a little tougher. I would agree with him 100% on all this. And what I mean by that, before Shane so rudely interrupted, was, and what I mean is, their instrument is based on so many things other than just plugging into an amp and turning it up and playing. Now, he is 100% right, but I heard an interview with someone so very recently where they spoke that into existence, and I want to say he may have saw the same interview, and I can't remember who it was with, but they were speaking on it was Steve Perry. The fine, incomparable Mr. Steve Perry speaking with one Dan Rather, older than the hills, but still going, about his instrument that changes from day to day, from wind blowing to gentle rains, and all of that. Now, am I saying that Michael Sweet here watched that interview and now is speaking upon it? He is welcome to do that because he has the same. He could be very well watching that same Dan Rather, Steve Perry interview and agreeing 100%. Steve's right. What, dear? Yeah, Steve's right. I'm watching this on YouTube right now, and Steve's right. Everything he's saying to Dan, he's right about it. But I think singers have it a little tougher. And what I mean is their instrument's based on so many things other than just plugging into amps and turning it up and playing. It's based on what you eat. It affects by the weather outside. How dry is it? How humid is it? It's affected by sleep. If you didn't sleep well the night before, it's affected by, obviously, sickness. If you're down with the sickness, you're up with the sickness. If you get sick, there's so many things that factor into how good you're going to sing. And, Mr. Michael, if you mind me pausing you for a second here, and I do have my cursor placed, just to keep in place. You are a very good singer. To this day, you still sound pretty damn good. So you're doing great, and keep up the good work. Where did I put that? There we go. So it's a roller coaster ride, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, scientifically. There's 3 you left out. Because when you have to go out on stage and sing and you can't, there's no trip like that, man. That's a mental mind warp that you can't even explain because you're out there just grinning and bearing it. That just splashed me with like Paul, when and he's just going, yeah, let's just keep going. His voice sounds pretty raggedy. Do you just get to that point where you go, let's just do it? I guess I answered that myself, right? Yes, you do. And it is his damn right. Just like David Lee Roth. I've been going, what in the hell is David Lee Roth doing? Yeah, he's been doing some kind of disgusting shit on stage. Stop doing that, David Lee Roth. Stop it. Okay, you're too old to be doing that. But I do love the fact that he's got a whole line of singers. He's like, you know what? If I'm going out, I mean, you know. He's David Lee Roth. He's a showman, right? Just don't stop doing with your disgusting shit, okay? That kinky weirdness you got going on there. You don't need to do that. And thanks for flopping your thing over the other side. That's how I want, you know, I mean, it's just like he's wearing these leather stretchy pants and you're just like, what is that, a chapstick? But at least that chapstick was on the other side, usually on the same side, and I concur with that, but it may have been the video was somehow turned around that they posted up live, but I was like, oh, his chapstick's on the other side. Because you're out there and you're just grinning and bearing it, trying to get through it and struggling, and everyone's looking at you and they're just, looking at you, and you're trying to lead the pack. I'm always there for you. Always because you're out in front and you're the vocalist. Whatever, and you can't do it. And you know you're not doing it. That's hard. That is very hard. And I've been there and done that lots of times. So it's tougher being a singer. And I'm not whining. I'm not crying about it. I'm just stating facts, straight facts. It's very tough. Guys, I agree. I love you. Just a bastion of good health too. I mean, look at the guy. Come on, baby. I mean, that's a healthy man. What is he? He's got to be older than me. 62? Is he something like that? And he's 60. He's eating healthy. He doesn't do any of the bad stuff. He don't drink, don't smoke, don't do nothing. I mean, if you were right here, right now, I'd wet my lips up and give you a great big kiss there, Michael. So have a good happy holidays. I hope if there's anyone we want to wish the best of holidays to, it's this fella right here, because he lives for it. He loves it year round. Let's get into Peter. Look at that. Beth, I hear you calling, brother. I love him. I mean, he's got to be 90. He was the oldest one in Kiss. That's another thing you can go watch if you got a minute, is the unboxing, the 50th anniversary unboxing of Alive, I think it is. I mean, it's just a beautiful smorgasbord of horse shit. But, you know, to watch Gene and Paul open that up, and then Gene starts to talk about, oh yeah, let me tell you a story. He's got the record open. Paul's holding the record open. He's going, oh yeah, and the little notes that you see inside of Kiss Alive. And Paul's just holding the record like, would you hurry it up? And they said you should write little letters to the fans. And so we sat down and we wrote the letters, and then they put the same pieces of paper with the letter on it in the album. Paul goes, slaps the album shut. And he goes, anyways, and there's so much more goodies to get to here. So it's worth watching just for that. Okay. Now maybe was I a little overboard with that? Yeah, but it's still great to see Gene and Paul. They say, and literally watch the very last second of it, because it's only about 6 minutes, 8 minutes long. Paul is out the door. Before they even cut the camera, he goes, and that's that. Watch it. Now, Peter's going to tune in, because I'm going to put Peter Criss in the thumbnail on YouTube for this podcast. So he's going to tune in, and he's going to go, God damn, I had to sit through this guy talking for 1 hour, 30 minutes before he got to me. But I'm glad you're here, Peter. All right? And I'll always be glad you're here. But we want to watch a little bit of him. We'll get a little background on it, and then we're going to get into your comments. Fun, fun, fun. Watch original Kiss drummer Peter Criss sing Beth at New York charity event, and good man, good man. I still don't know where that song he put out is. It's not on his streaming, and I don't know where I can go listen to this song that was supposed to come out on Halloween. All right? Did I just see Paul Schaefer? Did I see Paul Schaefer, the world's most dangerous band leader, Mr. Paul Schaefer, down here in the wordings? Indeed. Original Kiss drummer Peter Criss performs the band classic Beth with Miss on November 21st at the Cutting Room in New York City. His appearance where he was joined by the pianist of the Late Show with David Letterman. He can't even use the name the world's most dangerous band, can he? Because that left when David left the other place, right? Late Show with David Letterman's band leader, Mr. Paul Schaefer, and singer Catherine Russell. It's going to be a duet. It's part of a VIP event to raise money for the Music Treatment Foundation. Oh, a spoonful of sugar, it's the medicine good, oh, the medicine good. Peter Criss was the co-producer by Criss alongside Barry Pointer. What? All right. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? Well, I'm probably behind it if I've goofed this up, but that's my dang thumbnail for my April Fool cover girls. And then we've got this fella here, Steve Smith. He's going to do Alice in Chains on the drums. I love that Drumeo channel. Have you seen that? Go watch some of that stuff. They'll bring in these different drummers, let them hear a song, like a Tool song or something, without the drums. And then the drummer, and it could be like Billy Joel's old drummer or whatever. He said, "What the fuck is this Tool? Holy fuck." Very interesting, because then they come up with it, and then they let him hear both. They play a version and record it, and Drumeo. Anyways, and then why I got fired, Peter goes, that's something I've got to see. I don't know where he's at, but there he is. And he doesn't look a damn day over 57 years old like he's always has. Mr. Paul Schaefer behind the keyboards. Rolling keyboard there, ready to go. And Mr. Paul coming. Is that David Letterman there that's going to introduce him? Let's find out.
To the stage, ladies and gentlemen, the great Peter Criss.
Oh, yeah. You naughty boy, I'm going to slap that ass later.
Oh, that's a Sylvia, singer.
Yeah, can I get a little more on this mic? It's kind of a little dull. Give me a little more.
Did Paul say no? Are they going to duet it?
My girl, is she amazing?
Am I going to cry? Jesus, don't make me cry. Paul can play it. I know that.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys have been playing, and we just can't.
By the way, you won't be hearing any of this if it's copyright.
Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home to you. I think
Paul knows it perfect.
Calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do? You say you feel so empty, that a house just ain't a home. I'm always somewhere else, while you're always there.
It's the Underwater Festival.
Just a few more hours, and I'll
Be right on to you.
I think I hear you calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do?
If it's lonely, but I hope you'll be alright.
Oh, there was the little pause in it, huh? Very thoughtful, elegant, Paul. Paul ain't even looking at anything. He's like, I got it in my brain pan. I got it in that bald noggin of mine. I know it all.
Yes, I know you're lonely, and I hope you'll be alright. 'Cause me and the boys will be playing all night.
What a night. Underwater Sunshine Festival. Jesus. How great is that name? And it's Paul singing, Peter singing.
All night, baby. He said, all night, baby.
I love you. Peter, I will tell you, my friend, I will never forgive them for what they've done to you. Mr. Peter Chris at the Underwater Sunshine Festival. Doesn't it get any more sweet than that? I'll tell you, the only thing that could possibly make this podcast any sweeter, any more wonderful is how can I keep delivering fantastic wonderfulness to you? I can get to your comments. And that's what we'll do right here, right now. I feel some new people kind of squirreling around. They're starting sniffing around, sniffing the back end, checking out what's in the bushes and shit over here on the YouTube channel going, there's a couple people that are snooping around a little more often. And people come in waves, I've seen many come and they stick around while they go. Then there's been those ones that have stayed right alongside me whole time. There's a handful of yous. And, well, I just love you damn much for that. That's what I'm really getting to. But it is now time for your comments. This is a portion, if you look me up on the AI, wonderful AI, saying so many wonderful, nice things about me. It explains my podcast beautifully where it says, this guy is so wonderful, Mr. Shane, that half of his podcast is dedicated to viewer feedback. That's how wonderful this guy is. So, without further ado, it is your time to shine. Your time to shine. Isn't that amazing? Your time as me, as you, shining together. Craig Bender coming in here. I believe that's a first for you, sir. Let's take a look at your skills. Okay, 39 comments. So he's been around. 14 hearts received today, sir. You shall be getting another one. He says, here, look at Paul Schaefer. Love the intro, bro. What? Look at Paul Schaefer. Oh, that was just kind of a weird synchronicity, wouldn't you say? We just watched Paul Schaefer, but he's talking about how elegant I play the piano, the keyboard. Look out, Paul Schaefer. Love the intro, bro. I'm sure Lemmy would approve. Type O was phenomenal live. Gorilla Biscuits with Murphy's Law, great Brooklyn accent. Only Dracula can replace Pete Steele. Yeah, he's talking Type O negative. Or William Shatner. Quiet Riot, question mark? Frankie and Kevin, Carlos and Rudy were Quiet Riot. Indeed. I mean, he's very succinct. Bullet points. In and out, but yeah. It was weird reading those names. Frankie, Kevin, Carlos. I'm like, Carlos? Well, it's Carlos Cavazo. Some say Cavazo. And that's another thing. Off topic real quick. Every person that has given me shit about saying Vinny Appice, Appice, this, that, and the other thing, because I learned from Vinny himself that Carmine goes by Appice and Vinny goes by Appice. All right? So we were both right and we were both wrong. Ironically, it is that, truly, the universe We are all right. Anyways, there you go, Craig. Come on back, man. Come on back now. Big Tone coming in here. He says, Brother Shane, I hope the entire Diablo community had an incredible Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Turkey. He's got a little turkey there. I'm having Korean barbecue. Great Jive Talkin podcast again, as usual. The late, great Vinnie Paul was truly a great guy. You met him, you know. He sat and visited with me and my son after a hell yeah sound check. Hey! And was just the salt of the earth solid. He personally autographed a drum head that was in typical Vinnie Paul style, beat to a pulp. Yeah. Really cool. Anything to do with that man, I'm good with. R.I.P. Brother Vinnie. Vinnie Paul. Not Vinnie Apiece. He's still kicking. I have nothing to say about... Shane? I have nothing to say about Paul Stanley's disrespect for Bruce. I'm not surprised by anything they do anymore. And to quote the divine Miss Althea, it's a table. Yeah. They should have done that a live box opening on that table. Hey, Gene, come in here, take a look at this. That's all I have. As always, keep them up coming, brother. Heavy metal emoticons. Hashtag get Shane to 100K all day, all day. Hashtag Diablo Big 4 Plus. Hashtag RIP Brother J. Hashtag It's a Table. All right, there you go, buddy. The Mike Man, Mike Buchanan. Here we go, the 69 on this week's Movies But Are Bad, but we love them anyways. Revenge of the Mysterious... The Mysterons from Mars. 1967. That's why it got a wacky name like that. Mysterions from Mars, 1967. More from my ongoing homage to the Mystery Science Theater 3000. Previously, in the galaxy, most dramatic puppet saga. Gather close, darling, because Revenge of the Mysterons from Mars is less a sci-fi film and more a cosmic telenovela, where everyone is made of plastic, nobody blinks, and the emotional stakes are higher than the Spectrum HQ electricity's bill. I swear there's no whiskey in it. It's just a liquid water. Liquid water. The Mysterions, Mars. Most overdramatic, invisible, petty lords have returned with the vengeance so spicy it could salsa straight off the screen. They didn't just take offense at Earth's carelessness. They took it personally. Like, you forgot our anniversary? Personally. Like, you forgot an anniversary? Personally. Enter Captain Scarlet, whose emotional range spans from stoic mannequin to slightly concerned mannequin, after being mysteronized and unmysteronized, which is basically the alien equivalent of being broken up and getting back together in the same hour. Of being broken up with and getting back to it in the same hour. Okay. He rises from this. I'm tearing this up. Okay, apologize for that. We'll blame it on the rain. He rises from the turmoil with a renewed purpose to defend Earth. As all human beings should do, stewards first and foremost of this earth. First and foremost of this earth. You want to go out there, get naked, and roll around in the leaves. That's what I'm telling you. To defend Earth, to ignore all counseling, and to look dramatic while gently pivoting his plastic torso. Spectrum HQ is a swirling... I was hoping I'd find out what the hell that was. Spectrum HQ is a swirling fortress of feelings. Colonel White delivers orders with the weary gravitas of a man who hasn't slept since episode 1. Destiny Angel is poised, polished, and ready to faint at the slightest hint of Martian mischief. Harmony Angel, okay, we got Destiny and Harmony, huh? Harmony Angel gives spiritual calm while definitely hiding a secret. Rhapsody Angel. Is this thing going to Kinky Town on us? You watching this on Cinemax or, late night? Or you had to go real late night, right, with HBO? They're like, we'll do a kinky kind of a softcore, but it's going to be, 1 hour before Dad gets up to go to work. So you're like, oh, God, come on already. Get to the good parts. TMI? Rhapsody Angel is 100% 2 episodes away from throwing a martini at somebody. And the Mysterions themselves, ? And you ask? Oh, sweetie. They monologue from the heavens like cosmic soap villains who learn passive aggressiveness from watching Earth reality TV. We will destroy you, they boom, with it, which is Martian for, we feel ignored and we're lashing out. The action is sizzling. Explosions so tiny they could fit in a jewelry box. That's a good line. Puppet soldier collapsing like fainting Victorian ladies. Vehicles zooming across miniature landscapes like Hot Wheels reenacting heartbreak. The stakes, ? Planetary. The drama, interstellar. The puppetry, immaculately stiff. Final verdict, 5 stars. A cosmic confrontation where every emotion is bigger, every explosion is tiny, every character is one string away from total breakdown. Grab your favorite beverage, sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play. Beware, Mars. It's feeling extra today. Some of that young, fresh lingo when they say I'm feeling extra today. Isn't that some of that kind of fresh lingo that the kids are saying? You gotta love it. At least it's upbeat. Let's get out of the doldrums and get back to going, I'm feeling extra crispy today, man. Or what was it? Feeling extra. If you're just feeling extra, man. Not crispy, not nothing. I'm just feeling extra. Extra what? Extra everything, dude. Extra good, extra vibrant, extra happy, extra abundant, extra prosperous. Another one of them mints, but I know you guys will yell at me. If I knew, okay, this is getting into Mike's stuff now. If I ever get to Pensacola, Florida, I will make sure to make a stop at the Rainbow Bar and Grill for some awesome food. What? And I'll give you an epic review. But I thought that was Rainbow Bar and Grill in Los Angeles, California, not Pensacola, Florida. Who cares about that? Don't you dare go eat there. No. Go eat there. They deserve patronage. Okay, I'm going to read this. Okay, here we go. Damn it. Now, Shane, this might take years before that happens, as I don't have plans to get to Florida anytime soon. Typo negative. Here he goes. The one NYC band that got away from my friends and I. We knew about them from being in the NYC music scene, but by the time we did get to try and see them, they had exploded and their shows were always sellouts. Yeah. There are some bands out there that just cannot replace their lead singer, and Typo Negative is one of them. There was a pretty good cover band, just straight up going, yes, we're ripping the style. But it was really pretty good. But you could tell it was cloney of Typo. Would fans have loved for them to have gone on? Sure, I know I would have. My feelings if they do decide to do a concert, I think they should get tons of lead singers to come on and do a song or two. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Kind of like the Ozzy concert. You know, but get some maybe more obscure stuff, you know. Don't put fucking Dave Grohl or whoever. Oh, I was a closet fucking Type O Negative fan. No, get these real gothic metal singers and shit. You know, I'm talking Gothenburg, Sweden and shit. Get Catatonia and people to come over and say, we're going to sing the songs. No? Mike Buchanan on Mr. David Draymond. Happy for him, I guess. That's it. I'm more happy for Sarah Uli. She's looking at her dingleberry, her blueberry, and saying, oh, where is it that he goes out on tour again, begins on tour again? Nikki 6, Mike Buchanan on Nikki 6. Not that I would go to their concert, but if for some reason I do, I would probably go see Tesla and Extreme and then probably leave. For me, they stopped being a decent band way back in the 80s, and in reality, they stopped being a great band after their first album. Well, you're not far off from, I don't know if you know of a place called Sea of Tranquility, but Mr. Pete Pardo, host of that channel, he also says that Motley Crue is one of the biggest overrated bands and that they have one or two good albums and that's it ever. I'm telling you, man, I watch my YouTubes. I'm hunting for good heavy metal, hard rock people to watch. And in the middle, and another thing, I began to learn on the bass guitar, Rock the Casbah by The Clash. So we'll see how that goes. I know someone's going to say, well, Shane, you should be practicing all those clunky bastards you played on the last episode. But I got to give those time. I got to give them a break. I got to let my fingers and everything sit away from those riffs for a while. Work on something fresh. And in reality, they stopped being a great band. Yes. My opinion, which doesn't affect them, is the middle to the bass. Oh, okay. And in the middle of the newscast, a bass solo break. Got to read that. After the first album, period. My opinion, which doesn't reflect others, and in the middle of the newscast, a bass solo breaks out, which brings up something that I sent to you over on Patreon. Gene Simmons had a solo concert recently, and boy, oh boy, was he way off key, okay, when he started playing Shout It Out Loud. This might be, if this is the concert where he was at the motorcycle thing, I feel like I didn't explain that well enough. But I told you about a man standing next to Nick Simmons side stage that looked like he was wearing a beard and a fake beard and sunglasses, and I thought it was that little fella, Evan Stanley. If it's that motorcycle concert, this is the same thing. Go look up that guy with the beard. Okay. Playing Shout It Out Loud. So you get your bass ready, you filling in for Gene. He's a pretty good bass player. I mean, you can go back and listen to that shit. I mean, it's like, I understand it. It's all basically major chords and stuff that, major, whatever you want to call that. But he's still pretty good. And you go watch him in that 1978 concert. Remember the All Right Largo? He's he's really going for it. He's a bass player. Now, you know what's happening right now? In some universe somewhere is Gene Simmons is sitting there and just heard me say that about him and say, he's a great fucking he's a wonderful bass player. And I'm going, and he's taking his sunglasses off and he's looking at his laptop screen. He's going, oh yeah, I love him. I love Shane. That's happening somewhere. In some parallel universe somewhere, Gene Simmons is saying, I love him. He holds my feet to the fire. He does, but I love him. Oh, yeah. And I love you too, Gene. Why? Guys, come on. Come on. Put it in, put it in my, come on, stick it in here. I love you, Gene, because you are me. You are me, I am you. We are here in this video game enjoying the experience of life with the goal to drop all of the baggage from our past, from our life. Everything that we thought we knew, everything, drop it all. And turn into the ascension and realize that it has been a video game played by Infinite, right? Source, the light. Bang, bing, 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 bing. We're all having individual experience, creativity. And so, Gene, I say I love you because I want you to cry and say, I love Shane, my God, I do. And I because I love you too, because you're me, and I am you. It just gets more and more beautiful every damn day, doesn't it? So get your bass ready. You're filling in for Gene. He's too good. Kiss. So, oh, and didn't someone say, now Mike Buchanan, I think he's going to bring up album or something. So rumblings and rumors are flying all over the interwebs about the future of Kiss. Lots of talk about another farewell to the farewell tour in 2026. Oh my God, really? To some saying a new album and tour. And you know what? Extra news here. So let's go ahead and write that down. This is some extra heavy metal news. Can you believe it? But Guns N' Roses are announcing a 2026 world tour. What are you doing? You guys already are up there just kind of like, you know, it's like, spend some love time on yourselves, guys. It's that cycle. You've got to break cycles, even if it's the fucking, I can't. You know, Axel's going, I've got to be on the road. No, you need to go inside. You need to stop the rat race. You need to slow the system down so you don't feel like you have to do something at every minute. That is the phone. That is the screen. That is the laptop. That is the... You spending this time with me? Good. Unless you've stopped it, started it 50 times, checked your phone 40 times, yelled at the kids. I mean, you can do things while you're watching my podcast, okay? But I'm just saying it's better if you just, you know, if you take, it's not even this podcast, forget about that. You take time. It is important for you to spend some time inside, quiet. It is important. And it is important that you speak aloud your absolute love for this universe, for this beautiful, wonderful, magical experience that you are having on this planet. And each and every day, it shall get better for each and every one of you. Why? Yes. Now you're getting the hang of it. Now you're getting it. And now, it's time for the Jive Talkin jokes of the week. Did you hear about the turkey that lost his left leg? He's all right now. Why is Thanksgiving soup so expensive? Because it's got 24 carrots in it. What should you expect at the end of Thanksgiving? The letter G for, I'm going to add this, Michael. He says the letter G, but I'm going to add for goodbye. What sound does a limping turkey make? So you're going to do a call back to that one leg? Wobble, wobble, but don't worry. He's all right now. And finally, what did the turkey say to the blind farmer? Moo. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my Diablo family. Hope you filled your bellies and had an awesome family-filled day. hey, you know what? It's wonderful if if there's a whole gaggle, a collective of you, and you say, my God, we love each other so much. Then get in that room and love, 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 and just and don't be afraid to get in there and say, give me a kiss, Grandma. I mean, nothing like that, but express your love. Always a good thing to do. Shane, I am now 3 for 3 on doing this comment in one take. Fantastic. Hashtag get Shane to 100K all day. And get Shane a Razzie Award, and there is your heart. Again, we are past the holiday now. You guys are probably having that, oh, fuck, I can't eat another fucking bite of turkey. I don't want to see a turkey again. 9 months. Because you just really put it in when you eat that turkey. Oh, man, I don't know, see what the problem is, eating turkey for 3 weeks. Well, what's the problem with that? You make it into a soup, you make a sandwich, you make a turkey tacos, whatever you want to do. Johnny B coming in here. Type O Negative is one of those bands that could possibly pull off reuniting once their pivotal member is gone, but probably shouldn't. It's a unique situation. Pantera pulled it off as a tribute, making an almost supergroup out of the situation. ZZ Top pulled it off because bassist Dusty Hill's dying request was the band continue on after his untimely passing. Yeah, it's better than to go, I want you to stop. No, when I go, I want you to stop completely. It's a sweet thing. The Rolling Stones pulled it off just because, well, they're the fucking Stones. And still going. And I remember seeing them, I mean, they were one of the first videos on MTV, and I was like, damn, these guys are old. That's when I was 12. And it ain't no one telling them what to do. Then there's the bands like Stone Temple Pilots, where they replaced Scott Weiland and they just weren't the same. Or how about Quiet Riot? Not one OG member. But if we're going classic lineup, which I basically say, I don't care about that Randy Rhoads stuff. I mean, I know, I love T. Randy and all that, but I'm mental health, so they do have Rudy in there right now. Rudy Tsartso. What they could do is pull off something like what Soundgarden is doing. Take the demos from the archives and record new music for the vocal, QR put together and tribute band with the OGs and have guest singers. Well, Jizzy Pearl wouldn't be happy about that because that'd be the loss of his job, and he's the singer for Quiet Riot right now. I don't know if he's still doing Love Hate or whatever, but again, I know this because I watched Jason Green's Waste Some Time with Jason Green show. That was the fellow I was speaking on earlier who didn't know who Mille Peterozza was and Bill Kelleher. But he is the street producer, or the road manager for Stephen Pearcy. So you see a lot of Stephen Pearcy band, and I love Blas Elias now. I love him. Fucking Blas! He's just the nicest, damn sweetest guy you'd ever know. Sits down and signs like 50. This guy's like selling the shit online. And he sits down and he don't want to get up, so he signs about 50 pieces of merchandise. This guy's going to go whip up on eBay. Where was I going? Oh, but that's why I know so much about what's going on with Quiet Riot and whatnot, is because Stephen Pearcy, for whatever, is kind of engaged or married, or they play a lot, or they're asked to do the same shows with Quiet Riot. But they do the thing where they fly. So it's a great racket if you can do it. Because what they basically, the gist of what I get here is what they do is they say, yes, hello, this is the Tacoma. Yes, Tacoma, and we'd like to have Stephen Pearcy come down and play our old movie theater that we've got going on. Yes. And what basically happens is Jason Green then, or whoever, then says, okay, here's what we need. Backup blind. These are the drums that we use. You'll have those set up. These are the measurements. They'll be set up. You'll have this amp, and they'll be here and here. And you'll have this amp, and they'll be here and here. And then we're going to fly in. You're going to pay for the flights for us to fly in, and the hotels fly for us in. And then everything's backlined, right? So that allows them to fly to gig to gig. So you can say, well, we're playing Tacoma tonight. That's what makes his show, his YouTube channel so intriguing, is one night they're in Tacoma and the next night they got to go do a show over in Bisbee. And they're saying, but there's layovers on the plane. And we've got to be in Bisbee in 2 hours. I need to stay more concise and do things better here to stay on point. This week on the Jive Files, brought to you by Dolly Madison, the finest tastery around. That's right, I'm bringing it back for at least this week. It's been, that Age of Disclosure came out. People, let me tell you something right now. You're going to hear about Three-Eye Atlas. You're going to hear this, that, and the other thing, and they're going to try and scare the hell out of you about all this. There's nothing to scare. I'm out there every night with them baby cakes. Pure 100% love in my heart when I look up in that sky at night. So any bullshit they're going to... And remember, this is business suits. Remember what I said about that. We don't trust people with briefcases and business suits and ties that says, here's what's going on. Bullshit. Anyways. I haven't seen that. Maybe it is something good, maybe it isn't. But as soon as I see business suits, I go, oh, yeah, you go. That's right, I'm bringing it back just for a week. It's been a while. There's actually news to report on. There's new documentary out called The Age of Disclosure that has the UFO community up in an uproar. It's all the usual suspects being interviewed about what they... I got to put my pointer back up so I can... About what they've seen and what they know about what's going on in our skies. Some of it's just regurgitated stories that if you have interest in this matter, you've all heard a million times, but there's some new stuff too. I think what it is when the paragraphs are longer, my eyes just go, you can't remember where you're at. Some pretty convincing video footage and the like. I'm telling you, dude, they're out there. I'm telling anyone that cares to listen to me that we humans they've always been here. Always. But humans have been closed off. You know, they can say, oh, yeah, that's a UFO, but I'm telling you, yeah, they're here. They are here. And it's beautiful and wonderful. My heart's filled with it, and I'm down for it. I'm hoping that there comes a day where people don't feel weird about that. I'm talking about fucking aliens, dude. It's like, no. I mean, your eye only sees 0.9999999% of what it can possibly see. Every atom is 0.9999999% empty space. With the frequency rise of the planet, we are able to connect closer with dimensional places and beings as the Earth Schumann resonance rises, and we rise with it because we are going for the ride. Vibration raises. We're able to, yeah. I'm not a good word talking guy, okay? I'm just this guy that's going through it and seeing it. You've seen my orbs, Olivia Newton orbs. She's out there every night. Now she got friends. She's out there every night. She hasn't gone nowhere. Sometimes she gets faint. Sometimes she's back a ways. Sometimes she's closer. Sometimes, she's always there. And now she got friends. Probably, what were they, Rhapsody? What were those people? What were those ladies in Mike's movie? Rhapsody, Fire, Harmony, Dolly. Jesus. I'm going to shut up now. Oh, yeah, he's got something from the Joe Yogurt Show. Okay, some of it is just regurgitated stories that if you are interested in this matter, you'll have heard a million times. But there's some new stuff too. Some pretty convincing video footage and the like. It's hard to decipher what's a psyop and what's legit. And they will do, this is all, they're going to try and spook you. They're going to try to scare people. And there's nothing to fear. And what you say, how do you know, Shane? I ask you to go outside. I ask you to go outside. And you say, but why? Go out there and look up at the sky. And when something goes, hello, what you do is you say, well, hi. How you doing, sweet thing? Can you show me more? Act like yourself, your true self. Act like a child again. You know, deep down in your heart, that little kernel that says, I want to spin around in circles and go, fuck you, to the whole world. Do it. That's what it's about. Get back to that. Find your magic again. And when you do that, they start to show up. You see it. When you just say, I don't care, they start to go, hey. There's going to be no big invasion and dun dun dun. The gist of the matter, as far as I'm concerned, is you go and you start messing around with weapons that can damage your planet, that belongs to many, many, many more things than the dumb, clumsy, clawed human beings as they are now in this 3D material world. That's when you jump in and go, no, because humans are what? Or have been selfish. They think this planet is theirs, but this planet, what if this planet is actually a living being? And we are to be the caretakers of this living being, who is now going through something. And we're going along for the ride. How do you get there, Shane? Drop all the baggage. It's not yours. Let it go. Let go of everybody you hate. Let go of everybody you judge. Let go of everybody that bothers you. Let go of it all. And watch yourself soar. Done. I'm never going to get through this stuff. How long is this going to be? 3 hours? All right, Joe Rogan Show. Let's get into it. Nonetheless, the director of the Age of Disclosure, Dan Farah, went on the Joey Rogan Yogurt Show podcast and said that we are very close to worldwide disclosure, and there are places in the world that are already disclosing. We live in, if you're in the United States, you're not getting the full story. There's other places that are going, oh, okay. Oh, I see. But we're not getting it. What did Sammy Hagar say in Crack the World in his 1977 song? He said, we're going to find out how it all comes down in 2025, and you're not going to read it on your evening news. They're not going to talk about it because it's the end of an old system, and that's why. And I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. Anyways, I keep cutting myself off. The Joey Rogan podcasting program show, and he says very close to world disclosure due to the fact that the number of whistleblowers and government employees, and there's going to be more and more and more and more of that, that are in the know are so many that there would be no way to keep them all quiet. But who do we believe? I'll tell you who to believe right now, babe. Go out there and spend time looking at the sky and find it yourself. They're right there for you. If you open your eyes, you open your heart up, and you say, God damn it, I love you. And I'd love it if someone came and said hello to me. And isn't it weird that some people would feel weird to go out on their front lawn and speak to themselves with no one else around? That would be the old me. The old me would have said, this fucking Stupid. Kidding me? I'd look ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Look ridiculous. You be you. You be you. Completely, fully, and honorably to your heart. You be you. And do not care what anyone else has to say about it. And watch the world change before your eyes. Okay, damn it. I'm done with this. I'm no more bleeding in. No more. The Joey Rogert podcast. But who do we believe? He answered the question as well as by saying the president knows about all of this and very well could set up to the mic and announce something. Even well, if there's anyone to do it, because that guy can't stay. He's a master manipulator of the press. So if there's anyone that's going to go, we got aliens here, it'll be him, because he wants the footage. It's never been about anything but FaceTime. I'm at the top of the buzz on the internet and the TVs, so I could totally see that. Let's see. So I ask you this, Diablo heads. Will we finally hear something official about the age-old question, are we alone? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, thousands of people post what they are seeing in our skies daily, and I can see shit fly by my windows constantly. Birds that fly by and that disappear mid-flight, and I giggle now. I go, because it's them saying, hey, the only thing that I do want to say really quick, guys, is this is 100% loving. And the whole goal here is that the earth and humanity needs to get away from the vibrations that bring us down into war and anger and hate and all of that stuff before we can become part of a bigger community. There is a galactic and a solar community going on around us that we get no part in. Why? Because we fucking bomb and kill and shit. So in order to get rid, we have to let go of all that gives us this, so we can get closer to that. Because it's going to happen. There will come a day where they say, hello, we're here. But we don't want to scare everyone and frighten everyone. And then they run into the food markets and go, oh my God. It's like, what are you doing that for? I've been seeing them since last fucking year. This all plays together in a beautiful cosmic timing. Aliens and this and that, and all of it is all in a perfect universal time. What they're seeing in the skies daily, I still believe that what Chris Bledsoe is seeing is real. It is. But I think he's going on about it all wrong. He is. He seems a little too focused on money and getting paid these days. And that's the ego. I'm telling you, my friends, we will be advancing into a time where no one will go without. But we have to get there. And that means focusing on yourself. Isn't it interesting that everything has been, look over here, look over there, look over there. They never want to say it's good to get in here and do this. That's why I feel so silly that I have looked at people that meditate and do all these kind of things to go inside. I thought ridiculous. That's so I'm coming from that place, and I'm going, I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. And I get it. He's got to feed his family and support himself, but don't make that the thing that you talk about. There seems to be a lot of that. Money first. Yep, that's not it. It's about, that is nothing. Money is nothing. Frequency is the new currency. Frequency will be the new currency. Your goodness, your wholeness. Money first, proof, and stories after. I really encourage everyone to watch The Age of Disclosure and at least hear what these people have to say. I think it's going to be important to understand our future and at what level. I agree with you. The whole thing here, the whole thing that's happening as far as in my world. Now, I'll tell you, my world, I see nothing. In my world, I choose to listen to music and watch concerts and do all the things that I love. Play the bass and my YouTube and all of this. So I don't know world politic, national. I don't pay attention to none of it. It's irrelevant to me. The 3D game is irrelevant to me anymore. But I can tell you because of that, I think things are getting closer to me. They're starting to go, hey, first it was one far away, now it's closer and closer and closer. And I believe that there will come a time where my nervous system will be cool and calm enough. They'll say, he's done it. He's got the clobbering out of him. There's no more of that going on in him. He's not angry or scared that he's going to mash one of us. So now we can come say hello to him. And I'm looking forward to that, if that day ever cometh. But I'm telling you, as you hear this right now, you're going to say, this guy is so wacky and so wonderful and so crazy. We are only on the precipice of an absolutely amazing and wonderful world ahead of us. I'm telling you, we got all that yucky's got to bubble up, and it's going to keep coming, and it's going to get weird and wacky. And you're going to go, not them too. But it will be worth it. All of it's got to go. In order to say, reach your hand out and say, I love you. And everyone can get there. You're on your perfect. There's nothing to be concerned about, like, oh, what am I doing, right or wrong? No, you're there. The only thing you got to do is drop all that stuff you're carrying around that does you no good. And then what you do is you wake up in the morning, and what do? The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you go, thank you. And what do you do if you're Marty Friedman? You say, what was that clutch line that I was saying there? Is this going to be the longest podcast in the world? I agree with what you said about Gene Simmons and that he's a sweet boy. I think under the demon facade, the asshole personality that's there, a very kind and endearing person who cares about his friends, family, and fans. Yes, I do believe that. He and Peter have done more to honor Ace's legacy than anyone else. Paul said that he said what he said, then it was shitty. Then to hear what he did to Bruce just after that was a huge slap in the face. Yes, he apologized, but too little, too late. It's like making a retraction on the third page of the news. Front page is, this guy did it. Oh, he didn't do it? Okay, third page retraction. He didn't do it. Paul said what he said. Then to hear that he was like that, well, I says I'll have none of that. Yes, he apologized, but too little, too late, in my opinion. I do have a theory about all of it, though. Years ago, Ace and Paul were in one of their classic arguments. Eddie. I'll name drop everyone I know for clout. Oh, Eddie Trunk interview with Ace on his radio show, and this is where he said fuck you or something. Ace said, one day I'm gonna drop everything I know about Paul, and believe me, there's a lot. It was strongly hinted at Paul's questionable sexuality. Oh, that he likes men too. And suggesting that he might be batting for both teams. Paul's reaction to that, what did he do? Paul's reaction to that was to call Ace to say, fuck you, buddy, and hang up on him. I think Ace knows that Paul was a fancy boy. he was having men back there in his room when he was out there saying, he was thinking about the firehouse. Paul's fancy boy time to time, and he bit the pillow. He bit the pillow. So he was the time or two. He bit the pillow a time or two. Fuck, I guess if you're doing it right, right? It doesn't matter to me either way. Well, now you've got us all thinking about kinky things, and now you're just saying it don't matter to either way. We're sitting here thinking about Paul Stanley biting a pillow, pal. Which way Paul swings. It's not. It don't matter to Johnny B either way which way Paul swings. But the man has said over and over and over again, he's been thinking with his crotches about being true and honest to yourself. You gotta be truthful and honest to yourself. Doesn't seem too honest or true to yourself by lying about that. Well, your ego. You wonder who it's going to hurt. Is it going to hurt my career? Is it going to hurt this? Is it going to hurt someone? Am I going to look like as soon as you stop giving a shit and you realize that every person is a mirror echo of you, right? Of me, of you, right? We're all here having a different experience. But as soon as that's the biggest takeaway I'd say is, yeah, you're an ugly son of a bitch. This is what I say to myself in the mirror. Yeah, you're a fucking ugly son of a bitch. Yeah, you're unconventionally handsome. That's what they call you. You got crooked ears, and you got your eye, and you got your little fucking balls, and you got this, and you got that, and you got this, But I love you. And you are made in that perfect image that I needed to take on each and every role of this journey thus far. This that you see through this YouTube video is a perfect shell, a perfect meat sack for this form of myself having an experience here on this planet. You. Now, the great thing here is if you say, but I can always make my meat sack healthier and better. I can eat and do different things, and what will happen then as I change and I break cycles? Paul is notorious for treating his bandmates, even Gene, like crap. And after the comment he made about Ace's passing, maybe he needs a little humbling. Well, don't you go down there, okay? We don't want any trouble. That's all for me this week, Diablo heads. I hope everyone is well and kicking serious ass. The holidays are fast approaching and the mayhem is about to begin. And like I always tell you, when you go for that last minute goddamn Christmas shopping that you know that you're gonna do, please listen to the Wolf Eye Feed by the fine and fantastic Napalm Death. If you listen to the album, is it Utilitarian? Yes, indeed. While you're in that mall, and people are tearing each other apart to get at that last bit of goddamn goodies, listen to that song and just feel so at home. You will sway through that Target, that Walmart. Only if the holidays fast approaching and that mayhem is about to begin. Only if you let it. Embrace the holidays with love and kindness, and you'll for sure get the same in return. Keep looking up, keep asking a lot of questions, and keep taking pictures of the skies above. You might just find something you never expected. I'll tell you right now some things to look for. And the best way to get started with this is, it's about perception. It is about things that are right there in front of your eyes, that have always been there right in front of your eyes, that you're kind of going, wait a minute. Clouds. Sometimes you just watch them clouds and you go, that is interesting the way they're moving. That is interesting. But the lights in the sky at night, if you're interested in doing the Bledsoe thing, you can get there. You just need to go outside and open yourself up to the sky. This isn't saying
Ah, you're my new god now.
Because this isn't about that. This is about family. Literal family saying, no, put down the, you violent little bastards, put it down because we're all family here and we're trying to get to the same place. And they feel like this is the period of time where there's enough people awake to finally say, hello, yeah, everyone's been lying to you for the whole damn time. You've been bamboozled and lied to. And we're right here. And we're not mean. P.S. I sent you 2 versions of a possible Jive Talkin intro from Songer to your Patreon account. I'm going to do them. That's a good way to get that in there. No, you can just, if you're in the Patreon, you got to be the paying ones, guys. I just realized the Patreon's got like 50 people in it, 30 people in it, and 5 or 10 people are paying. The rest are in there free. I didn't know that was the thing, but anyways. Put those links in there, yes! And then I can take a break on that keyboard or where we can do a video about it or something. Sent you 2 versions. Jive Talkin's going. I'll post them up on YouTube. Don't worry about that. I tried to do that earlier in the week, but I was having trouble getting them to download. Thank you, my friend. There's your heart. Hashtag get Shane to 100K. I agree with that all day. We got 2 quick ones here from Christian Haynes. Of course, we'll be doing
Darn Sky.
move slightly bit. Sometimes I get these little lights that okay. He's gone crazy. Love that shirt, Shane. Is that in your store? I don't know what shirt that would have been, but if it's the black metal logo that says Shane Diablo, yes, indeed, it is in that store. Thank you for that, sir. We're going to be doing the song The Fight. Is that what it is, Christian? Torn Sky coming up. Not this week. The following. So that's a spoiler for not this. And then, Christian, now I'm starting to believe you don't pay attention to the whole podcast. Now you're saying great tune in the beginning. Do you know that I have tunes at the end too? Here you go. Miss Althea coming in here. The Dumbstruck Fool says this is going to be as short and sweet as pumpkin pie. Vinnie Paul and his stick to your ribs food sounds good and I would eat it. Who doesn't love barbecue sauce on a cheeseburger? I mean, am I missing something? Was that a bad news? I mean, that's Vinnie Paul's barbecue sauce cheeseburger, but is there like a community of people that are outraged by that? Miss Althea on typo negative. I have always been a casual, marginal fan, but good on them for recognizing and celebrating Peter. May he rest in peace. The reason why I did 2 like that is because he stands right behind me with his hands on my shoulders.
Says you're always looking for a nice massage there, Shane. So I'm going to give it.
He's got other things to do in the 4th, 5th dimension, 5D, wherever he's at now. He's got better things to do than rub my shoulders, okay? Miss Althea on the Draymond marriage. Congratulations, but otherwise don't care. No one's caring for Miss Sarah Uli. I thought you'd have deeper hearts for Mrs. Sarah Uli. Mrs. Sarah Uli Draymond. Miss Althea on Motley Crue, just stop. Miss Althea on Kiss Cruise. I appreciate and I am thankful that they recognize Ace, but my beloved Eric Carr and Mark St. John are dead too. I apologize if I missed something and they were recognized. They weren't. Like we only do, when we're saying RIPs, we don't just say it to everyone in the band that's passed. We just the one that's current. If I missed something and were recognized as well, but I would feel it would be extreme remiss if they did not. Yeah, especially with the anniversary of Erica's passing, November 24. My God, did I hit that Eric Carr video on the anniversary? On accident? Happy Happy Thanksgiving to all the Diablo elites, even though the holiday will have passed by the time this episode airs, yes. Keeping it bitchy, even during the holiday season. Peace out, ... from Miss Althea. And one final person, Mr. Dave, down here, closing us out on this episode 207 of this wonderful orgasmic experience of this podcast. And Dave, let's look at your stats. I don't know why it puts it up over here. 22 comments and 14 hearts received. Indeed, Dave has been in a few times on the Jive Talkins. He was in 200 and in another one too. And Dave says, "Hey Shane, I watched the original Carnival of Sins tour 2005 live at Wembley Arena and it was a great show. Vince never sounded better. Be hard to replicate that now. Heavy metal or a little happy cool dude face emoticon with the sunglasses on and a rock guitar. I like that. Dave, in and out. Well, listen. You keep the sunny side up and believe you me. No matter what anyone tells you, if it is any kind of fear-based, do not soak it in. That's what it's there for. Fear-based shit, don't let it get to you. I don't care what they're trying to shovel. If it's a man in a suit and a tie telling you something, don't listen to it. Now, if it's a man in a goddamn heavy metal t-shirt, you listen to what I'm telling you. Do you want the answers to everything, including the meaning of life? They're inside. That's simple. Nothing else to do but go in there and spend time with yourself. And go out there and spend time and look at that sky. Take your shoes off. Put your feet in the dirt and look at that sky. Now it's getting cold. So maybe get yourself some Ozzy Osbourne Uggs and wear them out in your front yard. But we're going to get out with a tune and then we're going to say goodbye. And I wish you all well for this week. Succeed. Nothing there. Listen to me. There is nothing in this world that you should be frightened of. Even when they're going, but you should. Present. Not here, not here, right here. Don't like what's in your purview? Change it. Come on, baby. I'm going to hit a song. Okay, let's... where's that sexy vampire one? Where's that vampire-y one? Oh, there it is. Yeah, baby. I gotta get a good tone. Oh, baby, didn't we do it again? We had so much fun with our sweet little friend, Shane D. How you doing, baby, after that beautiful podcast that he gave you? He gave all his heart in 207, a great podcast. Jive Talking with Shane D. Get your motherfucking heavy metal news for free. Jiving with me.